Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be sharing with you guys my labor and delivery story. If you haven't checked out my last video, then what are you doing? Go check it out. This is a to be continued from my last video. In the last video I talked about my pregnancy story, how I found out that I was pregnant, my symptoms, and some weird things that I went through while I was pregnant. But today's video, I will be sharing with you guys how everything went down up to the day and time that I had my beautiful baby girl. If you guys want to hear my labor and delivery story, then please keep on watching. Let's just start from the beginning. So the day that I started having contractions, my husband and I had planned to go to the grocery store because we wanted to make hot dogs that day. And we woke up late, we slept in. I was feeling wonderful. Right when I woke up, I went to go use the restroom and I saw that I was releasing different fluids that I hadn't seen before. I knew that I was going to see something different at some point because the doctor had mentioned it before, but I still couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa, this is what he was talking about? I think he was. I was bleeding a little bit. That's why I wasn't so concerned at the fact that I was bleeding, because I was told that at some point I was going to see something like this, but I didn't think anything of it. I wasn't scared or anything because it was a little bit. And I told my husband, just let him know so we were sure, but I told him that I might be going into labor because that was the first step in going into labor, was what the doctor had mentioned to me before. But I was feeling great. I had slept in like about 10 hours. So I was just like, let's go on with our day. Let's go to the grocery store and go shopping. We headed over to Ralph's. Once I walked into Ralph's, I started feeling the contractions. So every 12 minutes, I was just in pain. I was like, Eric, give me a minute. Okay, I'm fine. And I kept on walking and we just got whatever we needed from Ralph's. But once we went to Costco, if you've been to Costco, you know that you got a lot of walking, girl. You're moving aisle through aisle and it's a big ass store. So once we walked into Costco, from 12 minutes, it went down to 8 minutes, to 7 minutes, 6, then back to 8. And that's when I started feeling the pain just get a lot more intense. And I just wanted to get the heck out of there. And I was like, Eric, we need to just buy whatever it is that we need to buy and go home. And so that's exactly what we did. We got everything that we were going to buy, and we usually like just walk around after we've already gotten all the things we need. But that day we quickly went through each aisle and got everything that we needed and came back home. The rest of the day I just stuck through the pain. The contractions still kept coming every 12 minutes, every 8 minutes. It just kept going back and forth. But I don't remember what happened from the time we came back home up until we had to go to sleep. But I do remember that Eric knocked out and I just stayed awake for maybe like 3 hours and I couldn't go to sleep. I think he went to sleep like around midnight and I stayed awake up until like 3 o'clock, just walking back and forth in the room, and the contractions still kept coming. I have a high pain tolerance, so I didn't wake Eric up. I was just going through the pain and trying to relax as much as I could and breathing in, breathing out like I was told to do. I was also told that if the pain is every hour, or if I get a contraction every 3 minutes for a whole hour, then I need to go to the hospital. But again, I didn't think anything of it because I had contractions every 6 minutes for a whole hour. So I was like, oh, well, they told me 3 minutes. I'm still fine. But around 3 a.m., I laid down thinking that I could stick through the contractions laying down instead of having to walk back and forth in my room. And my water broke. Oh my gosh, that freaking scared me. I had just laid down and I was like, Eric, my water broke. And I like whacked him on the side, and he honestly, that startled him. He woke up so scared and like jumped on his feet and went downstairs and was like, I'm gonna go tell my mom. So he went downstairs to tell his mom. His mom came upstairs and I was like so calm after that. Like I knew that my water broke, so that scared me. But other than that, I was like grabbing everything that I needed to get. I was almost ready, kind of. I didn't pack everything like I was told to pack because in my head I still had 2 more weeks. My baby was due June 25th, but it was June 13th while all this, or actually June 14th while all of this is going on. So I was not prepared, which I should have. You should be ready a month before because you never know. Oh my gosh. So I was just packing everything else that I needed to. I had a list on my phone and things checked off what I already had put in my little bag and her little bag. So I was calmly packing everything, and Eric walks in with his mom all scared, and his mom was like, wait, where did your water break? And I was just like, oh, right there on the bed. And she says, Eric said that there was a huge puddle and it was flooded in the room and all this, like, super exaggerated. Oh my gosh. Eric had described it as a pool or a puddle, and he's so exaggerated. Anyways, after that, another mistake that I made. So I live 40 to 45 minutes away from my hospital, like on a busy day if there's traffic, but it was like 3:43 something in the morning, so we didn't think that it was going to take too long. So I decided to head over to my assigned hospital, but I was told that if my water breaks at any point, I need to go to the nearest hospital because obviously I'm in labor at that point, like for sure. And I decided to go all the way to my assigned hospital because I really wanted her to be born there. And we made it maybe like in 20 minutes. It was 3:30 or 3 something in the morning, and it didn't really take that long to get there. Once I got admitted in, they were questioning me if my water broke because it showed that she was still around fluids after they did an ultrasound. And I was confused because I said, I'm pretty sure my water broke. There was a lot of fluid all over the bed, so I know that that was something different, you know. And they were telling me that it seems that my water didn't break, that the baby's still surrounded by fluid, so they were gonna send me back home. But once I tried standing up, they saw that like it still kept coming out, so they said that it was probably like a little puncture. But come to find out, the baby's head was blocking all of the fluid from coming out. So my water broke like halfway, but not fully. So that's why she was still showing that she was surrounded by fluid. Then after that, they took my blood pressure, and I had major, like really high blood pressure, something that had never been shown before and throughout my pregnancy because all my tests came back normal and I didn't have high blood pressure throughout my pregnancy. So they were saying that maybe the reason why I was having high blood pressure was because I was going through I don't know. Once I was there, I started feeling really sick. I had hot dogs that day after we came back from the grocery store. Another big mistake. If you're having contractions, don't eat heavy foods. I was told so many things that I did not listen to, thinking that I'll be fine, I feel fine, I'm well, this and that. No, I was told don't eat anything heavy, eat fruits, eat veggies, because you could get sick. Or some people, while they're having their baby, they go to the restroom, and I didn't want that to happen, but I was like, I'll be fine, that won't happen to me. Later on, they switched me over to a new room, and they started monitoring my heart rate, my blood pressure, and I was just moved over to a new room where I was going to deliver my baby. It came to a point where I had to choose whether I wanted the epidural or not. I had gone into the hospital thinking that I was going to have a normal delivery, and I did not want the epidural because I wanted to feel as much of the labor as I could. But at the end, I did decide to get the epidural. If any of you guys are debating whether you should get the epidural or not, it honestly depends on the moment of, because I had already made up my mind that I wasn't gonna get that epidural. But once I was there and everything that I was feeling, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get that epidural. I haven't slept, I'm extremely tired, I feel nauseous, I kept vomiting, and I did not feel well at all. So Darlene, my nurse, she said that if I took that epidural, I was going to be able to sleep. I wasn't going to feel as much as of the contractions as I would normally be feeling if I didn't get that epidural. So I decided to get it. And once I got that epidural, I slept for like 2 hours. I was feeling so much better. I still felt when the contractions were coming, but they weren't as crazy as they were in the beginning when I first got to the hospital after my water broke. And I was happy that I got the epidural, honestly. The only thing that the epidural was not good for, I guess, in my opinion, was that I didn't feel any of the labor. I just saw when my baby girl came out, and that was it. So I kind of wish that I felt a little bit more of it, because my experience is just kind of a blur. I don't really remember a lot of it, the feeling or anything, because half of my body was numb. So I don't really remember all of my labor. But once I saw my baby, she was born June 14th, 2018 at 2:35 p.m. That was such a wonderful day. I have always wanted to be a mother, and once I saw her, it was like, it was amazing, honestly. I wouldn't change anything for the world, and I am just so thankful that my delivery was so smooth. I think I pushed 3 times and she was out and healthy. She weighed 7 pounds and 3 ounces. Let me go get her so you guys can see her. When I say she's the most beautiful baby girl ever, I am not kidding. Be right back. Are you guys ready to see the most beautiful baby in the world? So this is my little baby girl. Hi, say hi. Hi, hi. Look. Hi. Hi, guys. She is 7 months old. Hi. Say hi. That was it for my labor and delivery story. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any kids, comment down below and tell me how many you guys have. Thank you guys for watching. I love you so much. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe.